What is the Chinese clock? Why is it important to know about different systems that are most functioning at different hours of the day or night? We're going to talk about that today. Hi, my name is Susan Camille. I am a licensed acupuncturist and clinical herbalist here at the Diamond Health Center in Carbondale, Illinois. And we want to thank everybody for enjoying and responding and commenting on our recent Spring Cleanse and Detox workshop series. Of course, this year we weren't able to do an in-person workshop, but we're really excited to document this information and send it out to you and let you all know about all the virtues of spring from a Chinese medicine perspective, everything from food to herbs to different movements to do to environment and how we make our environment harmonious this time of year. So thank you so much for your questions. And we're going to follow up on the giveaway that we talked about. Anybody who posted a question about any of the videos and they would then automatically be entered into a drawing for an initial 2-hour consult and acupuncture treatment, which is $150 value. And we did get a few questions, so thank you so much. We're going to answer those at the end of this segment. But first, we're going to start our next series, which is on the Chinese clock. What is the Chinese clock? Well, here it is. This was actually a gift given to me by an intern I had. This was her 5-element project, and this is the Chinese clock. And basically what it means is that at different hours of the day and night, different organs and functions are most accessible and available and functioning. So what does that mean? Basically, we're going to just go through it. Between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., the springtime or wood element organs are most available, which are gallbladder and liver. We just talked a lot about those in our most recent Spring Cleanse and Detox workshop series. Then from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., we have lung and large intestine. Then from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., we have stomach and spleen. From 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., we have heart and small intestine, which is the fire element. Then from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., we have the bladder and the kidney, which is the water element. And then we make our way down to the 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. time, which is going to be heart protector or pericardium and triple burner, also known as triple energizer. Which is also a fire element. And then we make our way back to the gallbladder liver, which is the spring element or spring season or wood element, which is 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. So we're going to just cover each one each week, one element each week. So let's start with the green because we just talked about spring and summer and did our workshop series. And this is gallbladder liver time from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. And what can we say about that? Why is that important? Well, first and foremost, most of the time at those times of the night, most people are going to be asleep, hopefully. And this really harkens back to why it's so important to follow the sun. In general, we as humans, we are not nocturnal creatures. We're actually asleep when it's dark and we're awake during the day when it's light. That is ultimately the most healthy, balanced rhythm of our bodies. So from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m., really we should be asleep. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Basically, that's a time for our body to regenerate cells. The liver and gallbladder are great detoxifiers and regenerators of cells in the body. And I always tell people, even if you're only getting 4 hours of sleep, make them 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. You can do an experiment and do 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. and just get 4 hours of sleep then and see how you feel comparatively. And what we know in the Chinese approach is that your sleep will actually be better quality if it's between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. And they say that the liver actually functions best when one is horizontal. The liver and gallbladder are most accessible at this time, and we want to capitalize on that. So we want to either be resting horizontal or asleep at 11 p.m. and make that our cutoff time for, being on screens or lots of activity, and try to start making that a time to be in bed by. And there's some really sweet ideas or lore around this. There is a spirit for each element as well, and the hun is the spirit of the liver. And they say that it actually likes to wander a little bit at night. And some people even feel this in their own life, like they feel more creative at night. They start to get that second wind and they want to do things at night because that's the time when I can really tap into that creativity. That's the hun. That's the spirit of the liver. So that's kind of fun occasionally. But again, we don't necessarily want to make a lifestyle out of that where we're always tapping into that second wind because over time it will actually start to deplete us and deplete our reserves. So the best thing to do is actually to allow ourselves to sleep and let the hun, they give an example of a balloon that's being tethered and the balloon can move around, but it's actually tethered by our sleep. It's grounded, but we can go into that dream state. So hopefully you can have some dream state during that time. Um, and so that's the liver gallbladder, and that's the spring element or what season we're in now. So that's a perfect time. It's a perfect way to apply it is by get to bed by 11 and then see how you sleep. If you tend to wake up between 11 and 3 to go to the bathroom or you're just thinking, notice that. Notice what that feels like for you and if you're able to sleep through those times. So that's enough about that. Now we're going to get to our questions around spring cleanse and detox. We had a couple of good questions that we're going to address right now, and then we're going to do the drawing. One of them was by Angel Ray, and she asked, "What is a juice cleanse?" And that's a great question, especially during this time of year of spring cleanse and detox. It's very trendy right now to do different types of cleanses, whether they be juices or any type of elimination diet. And that's been going on for a long, long time. So I do recommend a juice cleanse. What that basically means is that you're only drinking hopefully cold, fresh pressed, fresh juices that you're making at home. These are not things that you're necessarily buying unless they're fresh pressed in a store. So it's basically a way of creating an elimination diet. So you give your body a chance to rest from digesting very, whole foods that are not juiced. Now, there's lots of ways to do this. Any type of elimination diet. You can do it by doing the cold pressed juices, or you can do a master cleanse diet, which is the spicy lemonade diet. Look it up, Master Cleanser Diet. That is also in Staying Healthy with the Seasons by Elson Haas, the book that I use often. And, or you can do any type of elimination diet, whether it be eliminating gluten, whether it be eliminating meat, whether it be eliminating fat, or whether it be eliminating dairy from your diet or any type of grain. So elimination diets are just another tool to see how your body responds to those things once you start to incorporate them back. And it's a great way to know if someone has an allergy to it, if someone has a sensitivity to it, or just they notice changes in their body when they incorporate certain things in their diet or when they take them out. So great question. Second question is, are all flours considered refined or only certain types? So there's several ways to answer this question, and I'm going to try to get to the heart of what is really underlying this question, which is, are flours okay? And there's a big answer to that, which is it's always best to eat foods in their whole form. So if you can eat coconut flour or coconut, eat coconut. If you can eat almond flour or almonds, eat almonds. If you're going to be eating wheat flour or wheat berries, eat wheat berries. It's always going to be a better thing to eat foods in their whole unrefined form. So essentially, all flours are refined because they go through a process. Now, we could get more into detail about this around, the bran and the wheat, for example, and how the bran part is taken off, but the wheat endosperm is kept, and that's essentially all-purpose flour. That's why it's white, it's refined. So, of course, that's going to be on the way more refined end of things, but overall, eat whole foods is the best answer to that. Let's do our drawing now. So, Angel Ray and Jessie Jo Warner both entered their questions. And let's see who got it. Angel Ray So, Angel, you have now won an initial 2-hour consult and acupuncture treatment. It's a value of $150. And just let us know, make a comment below as to how we can get that to you. And you can use this for yourself or for a friend or colleague. We always love referrals. And we look forward to connecting with you guys later and talking about that Chinese clock.